Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you are a newbie to the gym and you're feeling a little bit anxious, overwhelmed, or just a little bit confused about what you should be doing going into the gym for the first time, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you some actionable advice, some tips, and if you stick around to the end, I'm even going to give you a free training program. So let's get stuck into it. I've got 5 quick fire tips for you today to help you get into the right mindset and to help you go in there today and get started straight away so that you can start making progress. So first and foremost, I just want to congratulate you because I can still remember my first time walking into a gym. I know how overwhelming it can be. You know, it's funny that human beings, we have 2 primal fears. We're born with 2 fears. It's loud noises and the dark. Now, I would hope that your gym isn't dark, although some of them actually are pretty dark, but they are very loud places. And there's a lot of unfamiliar noises in gyms. Unless you work on like a construction site, there's a lot of clanging and banging, which funnily enough, once you become accustomed to the environment, you actually look forward to it because it's so different. But when you're first in there and it's very unfamiliar, it can be quite overwhelming and very daunting. And I think it can put a lot of people off. But I want you to know that it's very natural to feel that way. It's very normal. And don't feel like you're weird if you feel overwhelmed or anxious about walking into the gym for the first time. What you should know about the gym is that yes, there are some people who go to the gym who are not very nice. I'm trying not to swear on my channel now. That's very hard. But the vast majority of people who go to the gym regularly, who are like regulars in the gym, are doing it because they are genuinely addicted to it. Because they're addicted to the feeling that they get from it. A lot of my clients, when they first start working with me, they will come to me and they say, yeah, but Doug, the problem is that I don't really enjoy the gym. And what you have to understand is that most people don't enjoy things that at the time of doing them cause them discomfort and maybe even a little bit of pain, and including myself. I don't particularly enjoy a lot of my gym sessions, but what I do enjoy is the feeling that I get from it. But even more than that, is the progress that I make from doing the action. So if I go to the gym and I follow a program and I progressively overload over time, you don't need to worry about what that concept means if you're brand new to fitness. But if I'm making progress over time and I start to see a difference or I start to mentally feel a difference, I'm going to start enjoying it because I'm getting a positive feedback loop. Something is coming back to me saying, hey, you're getting a benefit from this. And now it's reframed the habit in my mind. Now, at the beginning, when you're doing the work, you're putting all the inputs in, but you're not getting the outputs. The output is pain and discomfort, right? It's very hard to stick with it. But if you can push past that point and know that literally in the space of 2 to 3 weeks time, if you're consistently going, you're going to start getting that positive feedback loop, whether that's your mental health or your physical health. Like that, you're going to be like, I want to go more. So listen, the first session is the hardest, a little bit like anything. It's more often than not that the first step is the biggest and the hardest, and every single step after that gets shorter and easier to take. So I just want to pre-frame all of this with that. You should know, just to sort of qualify myself, I've been training myself for 16 years now. I'm 36 years old. I first walked into a gym when I was 20 years old. And I've been working as a coach with men for the last 5 of those. So I'm an online personal trainer and a nutritionist, but I'm not here to sell you anything. As I said, I am literally here to give you some actionable advice and tips, because the more men that we can get in the gym, training, working on themselves, the better in my eyes, okay? So, number 1 is that you do not need to overcomplicate your workouts. The chances are, if you are in the process of considering whether to go to the gym, or maybe you've already started and you're coming to this for a little bit of validation and assurances, the chances are that you've already watched a lot of content, or at least a little bit of content on social media, whether that's short form or long form on YouTube, around what workouts to do. And you have to understand that a lot of creators will play to the algorithms, because at the end of the day, they want to get more clicks and views and likes on their content, which I completely understand. I play the game myself, but I try to do it in an ethical way. And as a result of that, they'll show you lots of, well, for lack of a better word, crazy workouts that you're like, oh my God, do I have to go and do that? Do I have to use all these machines? And what they're doing basically is they're trying to overcomplicate it so that you will go to them and say, hey, I don't understand what you've said, and then they are able to sell you a training program. I'm kind of showing you behind the curtain here, but this is literally how it works, okay? So the psychology here is literally like, I'll put into like, whether it's a reel or whether it's a long form video, loads of long words and complicated exercises and videos of me doing like crazy workouts. And then the person will watch it and think, well, I want to look like that, but I don't understand anything this guy has said or what he's doing. So I'll message him or I'll comment on the video, and then he'll reply and basically sell me a program. That's how it's going to work, right? And listen, there are some amazing coaches out there. I am not slagging them off. If that's their sort of strategy, then fair play to them. It's not really mine. But there are some amazing coaches out there, and actually some great advice would be if you can find the right coach, hire them, because the chances are you're gonna go from day one and you're gonna basically skip like 10 years of mistakes, injuries, not much progress. Like those 16 years that I've been training, the vast majority of my progress I made in the last 5 since I became professional at this, right? So I spent 10 years, it wasn't completely wasted, of course, but I look back on it and like, I don't have many regrets in my life, but genuinely, one of my regrets is that I didn't hire a coach in my 20s. And part of that is because, listen, it can be expensive, particularly in-person, face-to-face personal training. When I was working as a personal trainer in London, I would be charging anything from 60 to 75 pounds per session. And that was a 45-minute session, right? And it's expensive, right? And if you're in your teens or your 20s, the chances are you can't afford that. And I completely understand. Now, obviously that's London, premium prices, but even if you're in, I don't know, it's gonna discriminate against somewhere, Hull. I don't know anything about Hull, but I'm imagining it's cheaper than London, right? Let's say it's still 40 pounds in London, in Hull. If you wanna make progress, you can't just work with that trainer once a week. You've gotta be working with them 2, maybe even 3 times a week. So you're spending, 80 to 120 pounds per week. And then realistically, to get like a solid transformation or, a really strong base of knowledge, that's gonna take you 8 to 12, maybe even more weeks than that. So you start to do the maths on that and it becomes very expensive. However, one of the big reasons that I moved to just exclusively working with my clients online is that it's far more affordable for everybody. I'm able to reach more people in every part of the world rather than just one local area. Because if I'm a personal trainer in London, I can only really work with people in London, right? Because I still have to get there, I have to pay gym's rent, all of this stuff. Whereas if I'm working online with people and I have a training platform, as I do, and an app where I deliver my programs, I can work with anybody all over the world, far more affordable, and there's far sort of less commitment. So if you jump in and for whatever reason it's not working for you, you're not really committed to anything. So yeah, the first point here is you don't need to overcomplicate your workout, guys. 3 45-minute full body workouts every week using dumbbells and your body weight, so body weight exercises, is going to be more than enough for the first 2 to 4 weeks. Because the real goal here is just to get you into the gym consistently and to get you comfortable in the gym, okay? So that's really the first point, honestly. Like, if you've got the confidence to start playing around with some of the machines, then absolutely. But what I would say, and I suppose this is, call it point 1.5 or point 1B, is don't go straight to barbells. And actually point number 2 is whatever you do not go in on day 1 and start copying these influencer workouts that you see online. And there's 2 reasons for this. Number 1 is, as I said, the vast majority of these guys and girls aren't training in the way that they are showing you. They're doing this because it looks elaborate, it looks exciting, it looks new. Like, it would be a little, if I filmed my workout, right? I mean, I'm sure I could get some editor to do some really fancy stuff and throw some music in and make it really exciting. But honestly, you'd be pretty bored of that stuff, right? But I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, yeah, so guys, I just did like 20 sled pushes and then I ran over here and then I did this and then it's not how I train, and I'm not gonna put content out there like that because I don't wanna mislead you guys. So don't start training like these influencers, because the vast majority of them aren't training like that. So that's not how they got the results they got. But also, these guys and girls, the chances are they've been training a lot longer than you. Maybe 1 year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10, maybe even 20 years longer than you. So that's point number 2, is don't copy influencer workouts. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't watch the content. You can use it for inspiration, for motivation. I do. Like, sometimes if I'm really feeling a bit rough or I just don't have the motivation and energy to go to the gym, 100%, I'll stick YouTube on, I'll go on TikTok, I'll scroll Insta, I'll look for some motivation, and bam, 5 minutes later, I'm like, let's go, I'm ready. So number 3 is try to avoid going to the gym at peak times when you're first starting, because you have to remember that going to the gym for the first time can be overwhelming enough. You know, when it's loud and when it's busy, the chances are you're not going to get the most out of those sessions. And worse still, it might put you off altogether. And I hate it when I see people join the gym, they go a couple of times, the smile on their face gets bigger every time because they're getting there, and then they have one bad experience and they go back into their shell like that. And then you don't see them again for months. And not only are they wasting money because they're signed up to a gym membership, they probably feel a lot of guilt and a lot of shame, and they're not getting the result that they want, right? And I honestly hate that. And I feel like if I had a gym, I'd come up with some kind of system. I don't know what that would look like, where it would be more inviting of new members. Leave me a comment, actually. If you could think of an idea, I'd be really interested in that, because I'm connected to quite a lot of gym owners. So if you've got any ideas around how we can make it better for you guys as newbies, as beginners who are just joining the gym, please let me know, because I can pass that message on, and hey, maybe we can start a movement, right? That's the beauty of social media. So that's point number 3. Point number 4, the biggest guys in the gym might look like the scariest, but honestly, not only for the most part are they the nicest, but they are the smartest in the gym. So if I wanted to learn about, I don't know, quantum mechanics, I would go to the quantum mechanics department at Cambridge University, because I imagine those guys are probably pretty damn smart at that subject. Funnily enough, if you want to learn more about the gym and you're going to the right gym, just go straight up to the biggest guy and say, hey man, just like not in a weird way, wasn't stalking you or staring at you, but like I'd love to understand a little bit more about like how you developed the body that you did. Trust me when I say this, as someone who has been training for a very long time, this has happened to me maybe once in my life. Someone has come to me and actually said, I can remember it vividly. The guy came up to me, I was deadlifting, and he said, bro, like really impressive deadlift, like can you give me any tips? I spent 20 minutes with that guy, literally completely for free, just walking him through exactly how to do a deadlift. And he was so grateful. He was also, I think, so surprised. But you have to understand, these guys in the gym, they haven't gotten to be the biggest guys in the gym by accident. No one wakes up and goes, oops, I got massive. It just doesn't happen. It's years of hard work, dedication, and learning a craft, because it really is a craft. Now, of course, you might get very unlucky and come across a bad egg, and I would encourage you to use a little bit of intuition before you go straight up to these guys. But if you are training at a good gym and you see a guy in there who's consistently there and you see him training well, you will notice that there's an element of stoicism about these guys. They're not running around like absolute madmen from machine to machine. They're not shouting at people. They're not acting like complete and utter morons, okay? Go up to them and literally say, hey man, I'm brand new to the gym, like no pressure whatsoever, but I'd love it if you could just give me a couple of pointers. And you know, if there's a couple of those guys in the gym, then ask a couple of those guys. And listen, I get it. That seems insanely daunting. It's already daunting to walk in the gym. I'm not saying to do this on day one. Day one, in fact, just week one, I just want you to turn up 3 times, do those 3 full body workouts. 45 minutes is absolutely fine. Dumbbells, body weight, that's it. Just pick an area, go and find a spot in the gym, grab 2 dumbbells, and you don't even need to move for 45 minutes. You can stand in that spot, lie in that spot, whatever workout you're doing, and just chill. And just watch, in fact, just look around the environment. You will notice that the vast majority of people who go to the gym don't have an effing clue what they are doing. And the vast majority of them, they spend more time on their phone in the gym. They are literally paying to go somewhere else than their sofa to sit on their phone and scroll and DM and message. And even sometimes you see them on the phone and you're like, oh my God, are you actually kidding me? So listen, when I say this to you, if you take 5 seconds just between your sets to look around and just be like, what the heck is going on here? Like, what was I even afraid of in the first place? That's going to be a game changer for you, I can absolutely promise you. Okay, so that's number 4. And number 5, guys, is more of a mindset one. You just have to remember that we all had our first day in the gym. We all started off knowing absolutely nothing. We all made mistakes, made fool of ourselves, and felt like complete and utter idiots. No one, like I said, no one got big by accident. Every single person, whether it was 5, 10, 15, 20 or more years ago, had to walk into the gym for the first time. And today it's just your turn. And also, no one cares. No one cares, man. No one cares. So listen, guys, 5 actionable steps for you there. Hopefully that was really useful. I love to see guys getting into the gym for the first time, the mental health benefits, the physical health benefits that it's gonna have for you, not just here and now, but in the long-term future. I promise you, you're gonna get hooked on it quick, and it's a great healthy habit to be hooked on. I'd rather you be hooked on that than something else, okay? So listen, that's all I've got to say. However, I did promise you that if you stuck around to the end, I would give you access to a completely free training program. So if you would like me to set you up with a 2-week free training program, which I can deliver to you on my app, literally just comment the word newbie. I'll get in touch with you somehow and I will send it over to you, okay? Because I would love you to go in there with a little bit of direction. There's no strings attached. I just literally want guys to go in there with a little bit of direction. You get to sort of see how my app works. My app comes with exercise demonstration videos of me doing every single exercise that I'm setting you. There's instructions on every single workout as well. So you're very much equipped to go in there with all the knowledge and everything that you need to be able to set yourself up well to succeed. And there's a mixture in there of different exercises. It's a full body approach like we've talked about. They're 45-minute workouts. But yeah, just comment the word newbie. I'll send it over. And listen, if not, if you're still a little bit skeptical or whatever, I honestly don't mind. That's absolutely fine. No stress whatsoever. Good luck. And honestly, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.